Welcome to the channel Learning R is Fun. In our previous video, we have learnt about creating lists and naming the elements of the list. We also saw that lists can contain different data types including lists. In this video, we will continue with lists and see how to access list elements with single and double square brackets, removing, adding and updating list elements, merging lists using concatenation function or append function, and finally about unlist function. And we will also see how R displays a model data in the form of a list. Let us launch RStudio. Before we go deep into the subject, let us recollect some of preliminaries as to how R represents a vector and list. Let us create a vector variable name a.vector and a list variable name a.list and give them within parentheses so that R not only creates these objects and displays them as well in the console. Let us execute these two statements. Now please note the difference in display of the vector and list. R shows the vector straight away, but the list element is shown in the form of a list again. List member is shown first and then the content in the list will be shown in the next line. Content here is 10 and stored as a vector by default by R. Now we will have to keep this in our mind for further discussions. Now we will create a list first. My list, and we will give three elements 10, 30 and 50. Using list function we create a list. List has been created. Let us look at that list. You have seen R stores each element in the list again in the form of list. That is why we see three lists as indicated by three elements under the double square brackets. In each list, the contents are then displayed. Number 10, the first element is stored as a vector and shown in the form of a list. Now we will try to access the second element in the list. Let us see what happens when we apply single square bracket and supply 2 in it as we do for a vector element. Since the elements of the vector are stored as in the form of list, R returns a list, as we can see a double square bracket giving the element number and followed by the content in the next line, which is a vector. This time we will suffix 2 in double square brackets with my list and then execute. Now R returns the content straight away. Now we will create another list named fruit list with one character vector and one numeric vector as individual elements. This time we will not give any names to these individual elements. So fruit list, list function, then two elements. One element is given by character strings and that is concatenated. Similarly the other element. Now let us see how R displays the list created. R displays the two elements as two lists, specifying the element number in double square brackets as first and second element. Each is followed with the content. The elements have not been named in the list. Hence R is giving element numbers in the display. Now we will give names to these elements using names function. So names function and list name is fruit list and we will assign the names A and B using concatenation function. R displays the list now by specifying the element name instead of the element number in double square bracket. We can also assign names to the elements within the list function itself. Fruit list, list fruits equal to, then concatenation function of banana, apple and orange. Similarly, weight in kgs is the second name I have given for the second vector. Now we will see fruit list. R displays the elements with newly assigned names. We can use names function to access the names assigned to list elements. So names fruit list will give the names. We will now use the names of the elements to access the elements from the list. Previously we used the indices, now we will use the names. As seen before, we use single square bracket and index or the name of the element, we get only the list. That is fruit list within quotes fruits as well as fruit list with index 1 in single square bracket both are effectively same. It gives the list as the result. But if we use the double square brackets or dollar operator, we get the contents. That is, fruit list dollar fruits gives the content of the fruits. Similarly, fruit list double square bracket 1 also gives, we get the same result. Now we use dollar operator or double square bracket to get the content of element 2. So now this concept is understood. So we'll proceed further. To modify a list member, we just need to assign a new value. Suppose we want to change the orange fruit by grape. For this, we write the list name followed by dollar symbol and the element name. This gives us the vector. After this, we just need to specify the index to locate the orange. We have to simply assign grapes to this location. So fruit list dollar fruits 3 within single square brackets, you assign grape. Now let us have a look at fruit list. We have done the job. So the problem lies in just identifying the exact location of that element which needs to be modified. Let us add another element in the list. Adding another element is equally simple. Here also we need to assign just assuming that such a new element exists in the list. Or we'll find that the new element after dollar sign, namely basket in this case, is not existing. And noticing the assignment symbol will just create this sub-object and add it to the list. So fruit list dollar baskets, you assign C30, 35 and 40, then the new element is added. Let us see the fruit list. The list now shows the new element. To remove the element, for removing an element, we need to assign null. That's all. Fruit list dollar baskets is the new member which needs to be removed. So we can say we will assign null to it. Then if you look at the fruit list, that has vanished. Let us move on. Merging list can be done by concatenation or append function. MyList1, MyList2, we will create two lists and then we will concatenate them to get MyList3. And now we got the concatenated list. That's all. The same function can be done using append function. So here MyList4 will create using append function with arguments MyList1 and MyList2 separated by comma. So now we got the MyList4 which is same as MyList3. Unlisting a vector. Unlist function comes in handy to remove all enclosures to get the element simply in the form of a vector. So MyList4 vectorized, we will create a variable and we will give unlist function and give MyList4 as the argument. Now MyList4 vectorized is a simple vector, you can see that. So all the structural impediments can be removed using unlist. Let us move on to see how R stores data in different formats using the list structure. R has a number of models for data analysis. The model, when applied to the data, comes out with a lot of results which are in different forms and data types. Therefore, R uses the list data structure to store the model information. We shall see this through an example. We had seen trees dataset earlier. Let us revisit it. Trees dataset is consisting 3 variables, namely girth, height and volume of 31 felled black cherry trees. Now we will build a linear model using R's LM function with the formula girth as function of height. So let us store the results in LM1 variable. So LM1 assignment symbol, LM girth as a function of height, data is trees. Now let us have a look at the LM1 variable, LM1. R gives a short description of the coefficients. Now we will go for summary of LM1. It gives more details in a concise form. Let us look at type of LM1. Type of LM1 tells us that it is a list. Length of LM1 tells it is having 12 individual elements. Now we will ask what are these element names. We can also ask attributes. So names LM1 gives us the element names. Now we will have a look at the first and last elements, which are again in the form of list. We know list contains lists only. LM1 within square bracket, single square bracket 1. So you get a list. Similarly, LM1 12 also is a list. To see the contents of this model, we can use double square brackets. We will use the 12th element. So LM1 double square bracket 12. Now what you get a data frame. Using the structure function, we can see it as a data frame, which is nothing but a tabular data. To select the 31st row out of this data frame, we use LM1 double square bracket 12, and then we use 31 row and we want all columns, so we'll put comma and then leave column blank. We can also say 1 column 3 if 3 columns we want, otherwise we can leave it blank. Now we have got the access to the 31st element. So now let us see the structure of LM1 contains how much of information. Structure of LM1 we can appreciate as to why R stores model information in the form of a list. As we see, different types of data have been stored in a concise manner in the list. Now we will wind up our discussion on lists discussed over this and previous videos. I am sure you have lots of questions about lists. My suggestion is practice. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.